Hi, I'm James and this is Millie, our reserve dog, and we're out here on the River Severn enjoying the last of the summer sunshine. Welcome to another episode of Slimbridge's Wildlife Weekly. In this week's episode, we're going to go back to waders after they missed out on last week's episode. And we're going to have a closer look at the diet of a peregrine falcon. And then we're going to be enjoying the last days of summer and the insects which are out and about at the moment. Now we're going to have a look at some of the waders which have been around this week. And numbers have been still quite good, particularly the black-tailed godwit. The numbers have definitely increased this week. We've seen a big flock going from the Side or the South Lake. Also, little stints are still about. One or two of them have been dropping in, particularly over the period when the tide's in on the estuary. And still some really nice flocks of ruff which are turning up amongst the flocks of lapwing here at the moment. So some really good waders around. Well, out here on the edge of the River Severn is a prime hunting area for birds of prey, and in particular the peregrine falcon, and they're attracted to the large number of wading birds which are out here feeding on the mudflats of the Severn, and also come here to roost up on the banks here during high tide as a nice safe roosting spot. And I had a nice encounter with one peregrine this week. Didn't manage to get too close to it, they're a little bit shy of people here, but I did manage to get some film. And actually thought the bird was calling initially, but then realised it was trying to cough something up and got a bit of footage of it regurgitating a pellet. Well, this is Millie, the reserve dog, and we've just popped out here on the edge of the river to come back to look for the pellet that I saw the peregrine coughing up earlier. And just walked across, looked underneath, and have managed to find it. Here it is. So we've just taken shelter behind the Land Rover. It's a little bit windy, and plan to do is have a little look inside and see what the peregrine's been eating. Well, here's the pellet, and we'll have a closer look at it, and we can see already that it's predominantly made up of feathers. But what we'll do now is just to try and break it up a bit and have a closer look. We'll put it in a little tray, and we'll add some warm water to that. That'll soak in and just allow it to break up and make it a lot easier for us to have a look. As we'd expect really, peregrines feed on birds, and we can see it is predominantly feathers. Nearly all of what we can see that's broken up in the water here is feathers. But having a closer look through, you can see there are one or two fragments of bone as well. No obvious claws or beaks or skulls in this pellet, but they will produce more than one pellet. And this is something you can do at home, particularly if you have a barn near you that has owls in it. Pick up these pellets and have a look through, and you'll find the little skulls of the mice they've been eating and all sorts of different things. They're really interesting things to look through. Now, there's a bit of a contrast in the country at the moment. We're looking at the tweets on a daily basis from our other centres, and particularly Martin Mere, where they've got over 45,000 pink-fitted geese that have arrived for the winter there, which is a huge number of winter birds so early in the season. It's very different here. It doesn't feel like winter here. We've got lovely sunshine that we've had over the last week, and also so many insects about, dragonflies, and that's something people tend to think of as a summertime insect, but this time of year we still have at least 3 species out in good numbers on the reserve when the weather's nice. I've encountered some of them this week, and particularly good views of this migrant hawker, this female, with the bright, vivid yellow and black lines on here. And we can see that she's in the middle of her egg laying. You can see here she's lifting up and trying to find somewhere to attach the eggs to. And it's a privilege to get such a close view, and these absolutely fantastic eyes that these creatures have. Another species around at the moment are the darters. The common darter with the thinner abdomen, which we can see here, this is a mating pair, and the two will actually hook in together and mate for a long period. And we can see the difference in the sexes here by the colour. This time of year the females have faded almost to a grey colour, and the males have still got this nice bright red body. Now, the cold winter's not too far away, so it's very important that these dragonflies are laying their eggs now before that cold weather closes in. The eggs will be laid into the water, which will turn into larvae, which will survive under the water for a couple of years before they themselves emerge into a flying adult. Well, looking at the weather forecast this week, we've got some sunshine in the early part, so that would be good to get out and look for these insects that we've been talking about today. And then the wind's going to be more from the west with a bit of cloud. Not sure quite what we're going to get this week. We'll certainly see more winter birds arriving, and there's still the chance of picking up a rare bird, perhaps from North America. If you've enjoyed this video, you can share it with your friends and followers on Facebook and Twitter. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and see our website for further details. And if you want to keep up to date with our latest sightings here, you can follow us on Twitter at Slimbridge Wild.